afternoon. Thanks for joining us. Welcome into the Action 2 newsroom for our First Alert Fastcast today. Of course, we're talking all things weather. My name is Brittany Schmidt, so I'll be walking you through as we eventually get to our meteorologists in our First Alert Storm Center. But I want to take you outside a little bit as people are starting to hopefully head home early. We know that schools were early released today. So let's take a look at some of our sky cams outside. Here is Appleton right now. It looks a little glitchy for us, kind of building up there on the camera lens. Here, let's go to Green Bay. Let's see what Green Bay. Those streets are pretty snow covered there. People looks to be, drivers look to be going rather slow, which is really good news. If there's snow, go slow. Here we have our Oshkosh sky cam. Those roads look even better over there. Over in Shawano, pretty snow covered as well. And then if we head over to Manitowoc, this one's swinging pretty good by that wind that we know is already with us. Really high winds. See, it's getting a little glitchy there as well. So let's bring in meteorologist Bo Fogel here with us. Hey, Bo, you're tracking a lot today.
Tracking a lot. It's quite busy in the weather center, to say the least, and it's going to stay like this. It's going to be busy for the rest of today as the snowstorm is starting to get closer to us, and the snow rate is going to increase, and the winds. It's just going to be a blizzard outside. We got blizzard warnings already in effect, and it has expanded to include more counties now. So Fond du Lac, Sheboygan County, as well as Menominee County in the UP area are now under blizzard warnings, and they were issued in the last hour or so. And so some of these warnings are in different time frames. So for example, for most of us, so Brown, Outagamie, down into Calumet, Manitowoc, Kewaunee, and Sturgeon, or Door County, my goodness, these start at 3 p.m. until noon tomorrow. So in the next 15 minutes, those counties will be under a blizzard warning. And then looking at Shawano County, Southern Oconto County, and Southern Marinette County, it starts at 5 p.m. until 3 a.m. Saturday. And then for Menominee County in Michigan, that starts at 6 p.m. and continues into Saturday morning. So yes, we got 3, 5, 6 o'clock. A lot of blizzard warnings are going to be starting and then continue until noon Saturday morning. So a lot of activity happening. Looking at First Alert Viper Max, you just see almost everybody, well, practically actually everybody in Northeast Wisconsin is seeing heavy snowfall, and it's just been like this for most of today. But we're reaching the strongest part of the storm. The strongest part of it is starting to come in, and so from here on out for the next several hours, we're going to see the heaviest snowfall begin to fall as of right now. Now, if you're wondering what's considered a blizzard warning, the blizzard criteria, it's visibility a quarter of a mile or less, 35 miles per hour sustained winds, not gusts, sustained winds or higher, and the duration is going to be at least 3 hours. And of course, we check all those boxes for most of us. So no wonder we have blizzard warnings in effect for everybody. Now, in case you're wondering about power outages, so far we've only gotten about 100 people out of power in Door County as well as Sheboygan County. And so that's of right now. Of course, I'm sure things can change, especially as we get the strongest part of the storm coming through. I'm sure that's going to increase. So again, we got blizzard warnings all until tomorrow morning. Looking at your forecast, well, it's just going to be snowing and wind and being windy for the next several hours, all through overnight hours. Temperatures falling down to the lower 20s. Look at the wind speeds right here. My goodness, these are the sustained winds. This is not including the wind gusts, anywhere between 25 past 30 miles per hour. So you were showing those cameras earlier. It's no wonder those cameras were moving around because the winds are so strong. So the wind gusts could reach up to 40 to 45 miles per hour, maybe 50 around midnight or so. So it is going to be very, very windy. Fortunately, most of the heavy snow is going to be overnight. So it's going to be a time where most people are at home, and so that's great news. Look at your severe weather outlook. Blowing wet snow for the next several hours, 6 to 12 inches possible. I have gotten a couple of snowfall reports. So far, the highest one I see is in Plymouth in Sheboygan County, 9.5 inches. And that was reported just about 10 minutes ago, I think. Actually, I'm sorry, 30 minutes ago, it was reported 9.5 inches. So yeah, and so that is a lot. And so here is the snowfall forecast for the area. 12 to 16 inches for not only Plymouth, but surrounding communities, stretching from Sheboygan, Manitowoc, Kewaunee, and all the way up into parts of Door County, as well as Fond du Lac County, while everybody else sees 7 to 12 inches. So we still got a long ways to go, but we're going to start seeing the strongest part of the storm impacting us. Brittany, I know you have some road conditions you want to show everybody.
Yeah, absolutely. And just for a moment, Keith just wrote in too that at his place on the northeast side of town here in Green Bay, he's already got 6 inches that he's already seen here locally. So
we're on par. We're
racking up.
Yeah, we're racking up here, and we're starting to see the heaviest part of the system. So I'm sure those snowfall amounts are going to increase quickly in the next several hours.
Exactly. All right, let's take a look at some of those roads. So this is the 511 Wisconsin map. So, and anybody can look at these. So if you have to go out today and you have to go somewhere, this is a great resource to look up. You can see that there's a little, let me show you here. You can see my mouse. It gives you what the winter road conditions. So that purpley color means it's slippery stretches. The blue is snow covered. And if we zoom in here, these DOT cams pop up and you can actually go in to look at them. So this is I-41 at Wisconsin 172, and I can actually show that video. So this is what it looks like out on the roads there right now. And we've got cameras all and up going all the way into the Fox Valley. So if I pick a few other ones, this one is completely iced over here. Let's take a look. Let's take a look at the Leo Frigo Bridge, because unfortunately people do need to use those. Ooh, that looks pretty rough. Luckily, those people have their headlights on. And just a reminder, it's not so that you can see it, so others can see you. So please put those on as you get into your car if you have to be out. A reminder, if I move to some other ones, a reminder that tow bans are in effect. And basically what that means is if you end up going into the ditch at some point, you will be rescued, but your car will remain there until it is safe to be towed away. So keep that in mind as well. So those tow bans are in place just because it's not safe to be out on the roads, out of your car, trying to tow that car away. So a good reminder for people who do have to travel, keep an eye on those road markers so that if you do need to call for help, you can tell first responders where you are and how to find you. Here's I-41 at County BB. Pull that up a little bit. Let me make it bigger for you so you can see. Definitely a little more travel there, not as snow covered as we saw before, but again, this is going to continuously change as well. Also, Green Bay has declared a snow emergency. Many communities, I'm shocked, I can name a ton of them for you that have already declared. So it's pretty safe to assume that your community has a winter, a storm warning or a snow emergency in place, which means that you cannot park on the road. You got to give your plows enough time to clear out that snow, because we know those cold temps are right behind us and they want to get it moved and off the road as fast as possible so it doesn't freeze to it as those cooler temps come in, and Bo will talk about that just in a little bit. But let's take a look at some more of the cameras as we kind of head a little bit more south. Oh, that's not a good one. Still ice covered there, but this is a really easy tool to use so that you know what you can expect. You can find one, I-41 and US 45 here for you. We play that in real time. Those roads look really well. Looks like people are taking their time, keeping the good distance between each other, which is really good, because we know that these roads are slippery and snow covered. If we head even farther south, in the Fond du Lac area, they had a semi that jackknifed earlier today, shutting down a portion of the highway. That has since been cleared, but here's a live look there as well for you at I-41 and Military Road. So again, this is 511. That's your best friend, and I can look here too. It also gives me alerts of some incidents. So in the Sheboygan area, I-43 south is closed for a jackknife semi right now. Let's see what else I can find as we kind of head up. Everything else seems to be okay. It looks like there's a road closed here on Wisconsin 47 for a crash. But again, these cameras are our best friends when we're trying to keep an eye on the conditions. That way you can kind of know what you're gonna see when you're out on the road if you do have to drive today and get home safely to your family. But let's head back over to Bo here because he's going to talk a little bit about that cold that I was kind of talking about. That's why crews are kind of working overtime. I know I talked to the city today. They're out and about all day. They'll be there throughout the heaviest snowstorm, through the blizzard warnings. Come back early morning, try to get that snow off because they don't want it to freeze to the pavement.
Yeah, we especially since we're going to see those cold temperatures, you're only going to have a short window of time to shovel out your driveway, your sidewalk, because once these cold temperatures get here, as you said, it's going to be much harder to shovel the snow. So yeah, you only have a short window of opportunity to do so. Just want to re-show the winter weather alerts one more time to show that we still are under blizzard warnings that are going to be in effect in about 5 minutes for most counties. Fond du Lac, Sheboygan, and Menominee County, Michigan, your guys' blizzard warnings will start a little bit later. But yes, the blizzard warnings are about to take in effect in about 5 minutes. Looking at the snowfall forecast again, we're going to see anywhere between 7 to 12 inches for most areas, but closer to the lakeshore and parts of the Fox Valley, 12 to 16 inches of snow. So a lot of snow is possible tonight. Looking at your pinpointing forecast for the snow, you can see it just continues for several more hours through at least midnight. After midnight, we'll start seeing the snow break down a little bit slowly but surely. So some areas will start seeing a break in the snow. By the time you wake up tomorrow morning, some communities are still going to be seeing light snow falling, but the heaviest snow will be done. And that will give the plow trucks and you some time to clear out the roads, clear out the sidewalks, clear out your driveway. But don't be surprised if you still see a couple of showers fall or snow showers falling. By the time we hit Sunday, we'll see most, if not all, the snow wrap up and then start gradually clear out. But the catch is, it's going to be a lot colder on Sunday. It's all because this system is bringing a lot of very cold air from Canada, and that is going to drop our temperatures and cause the snow to start hardening. So earlier chance you have of shoveling your driveway or shoveling your sidewalk, the better you have. So looking ahead, you can see the system will be out in Canada by Saturday morning, but we still could see a couple of snow showers. By the time we hit Sunday, high pressure will slowly start making its way towards us, but since we're between high and low pressure, we're still going to see some breezy winds for Saturday and Sunday. Look at your severe weather outlook. Tomorrow is going to be a moderate, so do expect some roads to still be slippery, and then Sunday it'll get a lot better. But here are the temperature trends for the next couple of days. Saturday, 22 degrees. Sunday, 9 degrees, and then it gets even worse. Monday, 5, and then Tuesday, 3 degrees. So as I said, the earlier chance you have of being able to shovel your driveway, the better it's going to be, because you don't want to shovel the snow when it's hard and it's gonna when it's hard and
salt doesn't even work in those temperatures either.
Yeah,
so
exactly. So it's
nice.
Pretty much once the snow starts wrapping up by tomorrow morning, I say get your shovels on, get to work, because it's going to be much harder by Sunday. And then looking at your 7-day forecast, fortunately, like I said, on Sunday we'll start seeing some more sunshine, and then Monday, Tuesday, and Wednesday looks to be quiet. But I will say Monday and maybe even Tuesday, we might start seeing some wind chill advisories be issued, because you can see the lows are going to be between 5 to 15 below. So we will possibly have some wind chill advisories issued by then. So bundle up, folks. Yeah, it's not even an easy transition. It was just like, it was warm, and then we got a little bit of snow, and then it was mild, it was fine, and then bam. It's like there is no easy transition into this. It was all of a sudden.
Yep, we knew we weren't going to get lucky the whole season, because we didn't have much, before Christmas, and now it's on the back end, so we're in it for the night.
Yeah, something's got to give. I knew something like that. It's just, come on. It was too good to be true to be that nice in December. And then we get into January and look what happens.
Right. So we're about 2 minutes away from that blizzard warning going into effect. But can you just remind us what is required for a blizzard warning to be in effect? I know that David Ernst was down talking to us about a half an hour ago, and he says, we haven't had a blizzard warning in a while.
Yeah, I think the last time was the April 2018, if I remember correctly.
Yep, I remember that. that.
Yeah, I've heard a lot about that
covered
storm.
so I remember that. Yeah.
Yeah, I've heard a lot about it the past couple of days.
Yeah, this is reminiscing about it when we know it's kind of coming up here. But okay, so that was the last one. So what's the threshold then, if you could just remind us for the blizzard that is starting,
Yes.
Here
So
soon.
the threshold, the criteria for a blizzard compared to a winter storm warning is the visibility is less than a quarter of a mile, 35 miles per hour sustained winds, not gusts, but sustained winds, as well as the duration being 3 hours or more. And many of us are going to be checking all those boxes. So this is the criteria for a blizzard. So this is why we have blizzard warnings in effect for many of us until noon tomorrow. So in about 1 minute, well, pretty much, yeah, in about 30 seconds or so, we're going to see the blizzard warning take into effect for, I think, Brown County, Calumet County, Outagamie, Winnebago, Manitowoc, Kewaunee, and Door County as well. And then Menominee and Fond du Lac and Sheboygan will be a little bit later.
Okay, sounds good. I know that we have crews kind of monitoring the airports right now. A lot of people trying to get to Dallas for the Packers game. We know that Austin Strobel has already said a majority of their flights have been canceled.
Okay.
Appleton as well. So what's the best way to kind of keep up with you as you continue to track this storm, our weather app?
So yeah, the best way is to download our WBAY's weather app to get the latest forecast, to know the snowfall estimates, and just kind of give me a time of all the warnings as well. It also shows you when the warnings will take effect and all of that. So that'll be the best way to do it. Also, feel free to check out our Facebook page. We always update those pages to keep you up to date on any warnings or conditions as we speak. So best ways to keep track of the forecast.
All right, Bo, before I let you go, anything else that you want to mention?
As far as I know, I think we have covered everything. Just be
Great.
safe out there, folks. I mean, I know it's dangerous, and I know there's some people who still have to go out and travel somewhere, but just be careful. Give yourself extra time, and if you can, just wait it out until tomorrow morning.
Absolutely. All right, Bo, thanks. Good advice. We'll check in later.
Sounds good. Have a good one, Brittany.
You too. All right, we'll bring you to our WBAY website, and this is where you can get all the information as well, along with our weather app that Bo was just talking to you about. And here we're going to show all of the closings and delays, and then the 14 weather alerts that he was literally just talking about. So it's right at the top of our website. You can even go into our weather here with our latest report. This was updated about an hour ago. I know Bo's going to probably update it here shortly with that blizzard warning now in effect, now that it is 3:01 p.m. So back to our closings and delays here as well. We'll close that there. So here's where you can see what's all going on. I know the Green Bay School District, they closed Saturday's activities. A lot of the villages have closed early. And again, those snow emergencies are in effect for a lot of communities, too many to name. So just, assume that your community has one in effect. So do not park on the street today. Give your plows the opportunity without any obstacles to clear your roads when they get to them. Again, keep in mind, we know that talking to the plows, we know that they are really focused on those primary streets, the arteries throughout the city, just to make sure that if you need to be out, emergency responders can get to you. And then secondary will be those residential areas where you and I live. So just be patient and take it slow and really pay attention. When we were outside, we noticed that a lot of the snow, because it is so heavy and damp, it is sticking to street signs, it's sticking to the street lights. So really pay attention. If you know where you are and you're really familiar with it, maybe take an extra 2 seconds just to make sure that you're paying attention to all of the things going on around you. Make sure your lights are on, and please make sure that you remove all of the snow on your car so that you can see in all directions. You remove some of that blind spots, because there are going to be whiteout conditions. We know with the blowing snow and stuff. So please be aware of that. And once again, the 511wi.gov, this website is a great resource to have. So if you go to the website, refresh it like I'm refreshing it right now, you can click over here what you want it to show. So I want to see what the road cover looks like right now. So I can pull it up and it instantly shows me this purple color is slippery stretches, this blue is snow covered, Looks like down here there's some ice cover down near Verona outside of our viewing area. But let's see what this says here. I've got a little, it says I-43 south at ramp from Mason Street. Expect 1 lane closures due to a disabled vehicle. So keep that in mind if you're out on the road. But I can pull up other cameras as well. So you can stick with us. We have been monitoring this winter storm all week. We'll continuously update you throughout the night on our newscast 4, 5, 6, and 10, but also through our first alert, through our app. And then also our meteorologists are really, really good about updating on Facebook and all of our social media accounts to make sure you have the latest information. But just in general, be safe, take your time. If you have to be out on the roads, follow all of those safety tips that you know we hear every year. We sound like a broken record, but it's really important to protect you and then others out on the road. Those tow bans are in place as well. But that's really what we have for you for now, but we'll continue to follow the storm. The blizzard warning's now in effect as it is 3:04 in the afternoon. We'll have the latest for you at 4, 5, 6, and 10, and then tomorrow morning on Action 2 News this morning as well. So thanks so much for joining us. Please be safe, enjoy your weekend, stay in, and we'll see you soon.